You know, friends, I'm just gonna start talking about things.
Sure.
Just because that's what I do. Look at Ron. Yeah. You know, every one of you that probably follows Bassmaster.com and the fishing world basically knows exactly what's gone on in the fishing industry the past 2 weeks. And I wasn't going to talk about it today, but I sometimes just can't help myself. It's been really emotional across and I know that sounds goofy, but it has been. The reason why it's been emotional is people are making life decisions. Whether you're Chris Zaldane, whether you're Greg Hackney or Kevin Van Dam or Drew Benton or Seth Fight, I can go across the board. And Chris and I've talked about it a ton, the last 2 weeks and really the last 2 days. And here's how I'll give you my take on it. There's no right answer or wrong answer per individual. And that's one thing that I said to Chris. I said, he said, man, do you think anybody's disappointed what I did or what this person did or what this person did? And my take on that's been, whenever you're making a life and I don't want this to sound goofy, but whenever you're making a life or a career decision that impacts your family, nobody has the right to judge you on that.
Sure.
It's just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I will tell you, the guys that stayed at Bass, you and Drew, and you can go across to Seth and who else?
And Bill Lowen.
Bill Lowen.
Steve Kennedy.
Dude, I give you guys a heck of amount of credit because it...
Yeah, I mean, we decided to stay. We took all the information that we had. Of course, everyone knows that, this new league starting up, they sent hand-picked invitations and hand-selected a bunch of guys across the elite board and a couple on the FLW tour, and a lot of guys hopped right on and said, sure, man, let's go. Couple things behind the scene that, a lot of the public will never know about. And
has there been some of that, Chris?
Oh, there's been a whole bunch of that. I mean, friendships have been busted up. It's a career decision that, it's, of course, we all got to do what's right for each other. But in my opinion, generally speaking, with all the information I had, I decided to stay with Bass, and simply because immediately it affects me. It affects my wife who fishes the Opens. It affects all my good friends that fish the college level, the high school level, team tournaments. I truly believe that, Bassmaster Elite Series, the Bassmaster Classic, those tours and that tournament are going nowhere. And for a 13-year-old kid, 12-year-old kid, I grew up watching these guys. I said, I want to get there. And I saw the vision. You saw the vision. And made the appropriate steps and sacrifices in my life to get to the Bassmaster Elite Series. So,
well said.
BASS has tours and programs for anyone, any skill level, any age, to take those steps, take those first initial steps, and ultimately qualify for Classic in the end. But man, I gotta tell you, I just a little disappointed in some of the guys, and again, it feels like we're dealing with abandonment issues here, this week.
Well, the problem on that is no matter from your roommates or things like that,
right.
The reason it's so emotional is we've all worked together for 5, 10, 15, 20, that's the hardest part of the emotional side of it.
It really is. It really, really is. And I'm here to tell you, the Anderson family, owners of Bass, I've got full faith in them. And yes, there will be some restructuring. It's going to be a whole new tour. I got full faith in them and the decisions they make. And I'm proud to say I'm still a part of BASS, and I'm really excited about the future, and I'm not just saying that. So, and for those of you who are fishing high school and college and teen tournaments, the Elite Series is still something to aspire to be, and still an area that, still a space for us to have, and it'll always be there. and so will the Classic.
Somebody asked me with a lot of the guys that are leaving, here's how I'll just give my opinion on it. It'll be my last thought, is whether it's 2020, 2021, 2030, I believe this, is I wish anybody that's made the most brutal decision in their occupation the best of luck, that you did the right thing. But the other side is, if Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers leave the NFL tomorrow, there's still going to be a Super Bowl, which always has been the Bassmaster Classic. Long past cameraman Wes Miller and Ron Moore covering this, there's going to be a Bassmaster Classic and a Super Bowl of bass fishing.
Yeah.
And if Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers aren't in it, show's still going to go on in some way, shape, or form. All right, back to this discharge thing.
Yeah. Old Seth Fighter, shout out to Seth. He made an awesome, funny post, man. And to quote him, the show goes on.
It does. You could totally feel the wind has shifted. Yep. That's got a lot of west in it. Whew. But the other last thing that I'll say, and I believe this, with the current state of everything in the next 3 years, there will be massive opportunities and influx for new anglers from them two dudes right there in 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
To young guys coming out of high school into college to fishing big tournament trails. That if there's one real to me really glaring thing that will happen with all this, we will end up learning a lot of new anglers.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form. They got rods out. Get those rods back in! It's so great.
Yeah, no doubt. There's an excellent opportunity for up and comers to set a goal and reach it, and that honestly is the purest form of the future of our sport. I mean, that is the future of our sport. You can't deny it. So it's very important to provide those kids the opportunity to compete at this level. And that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now. But without those kids, where does our sport go?